Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saves the wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I am found, was blind, but now I see.
And this garden spot is 24 by 50 foot long, and it's substantially smaller than what we have at our home, but we're doing this the scale because of the time crunch we're under, and we believe in having any garden is better than not having no garden. So in transition from our home to the homestead here, we put this in place, and basically we just put up some simple garden fencing, and on the bottom of the garden fencing we have about an 18-inch run of chicken wire, and we do that so that the rabbits don't get in. And we did it at our other garden, and that has worked pretty good. It's labor intensive, but it does work. So I'm going to give you a tour here of the Better Late Than Never garden. And like I said, this is not going to be the forever garden, but it's going to be the temporary garden. And we are utilizing ground cover again. All this ground cover we already had, and if you don't use ground cover, I would highly recommend it because it does help with your weed pressure. Now, on our first 3 rows, we've got our tomatoes planted, and underneath the ground cover, I have used the little Manis tiller and tilled out all the grass. Not necessarily tilled it deep, but tilled out the grass, and then we've gone back in with some rabbit manure. Is golden stuff. So our first 3 rows is going to be tomatoes. Then our trellis here that we haven't got it planted yet, but this is going to be filled with green beans. We haven't got those planted. Now here in Alabama, we're able to have warm weather really through the end of September. So we've got time left. We are a couple of months behind, and the reason is because we've been trying to transition here to the homestead, and in working and moving stuff and getting stuff ready for animals, you just have to prioritize, and gardening is a high priority on our list. Now, you'll notice these big pots in the corner, and those are mineral buckets that come from a cow farmer, and they're just cattle mineral buckets. And right now we have some catnip planted in them. We had them over at our house. Jennifer went ahead and planted catnip in them. We're going to be removing that catnip out, and she's going to be planting something else in there. Now what she's working on right now, she is currently planting her peppers, and you see them down through there again. Below that, below the ground cover is rabbit manure. And then we are also putting in the holes. You can see we're putting some earthworm castings, some gypsum, and some magnesium, all in to and azomite, in order to try to stimulate the growth. And you can see she's planted the pepper. She's also got some squash and zucchini going in. And now the tomatoes were all from seed. We did not buy those. We seeded those over at the house, and then Jennifer hardened them up, and we brought them over and transplanted them in. And so far, they're really looking pretty good so far. Now, of course, we and the peppers, we did the same thing. Now, we did have to buy the squash as well as the zucchini. And over in this section, we have sweet potatoes. And the sweet potatoes, they look bad because we had grown the slips in the big black pot you see, and they're really overgrown. So yesterday we went through and we removed them from that pot, and we planted them, and that's why they look a little puny. but we're looking for them to be fine. And we're doing a little new technique this year. I don't think in years past we've planted sweet potatoes in ground cover, but we are trying it this year. And then over here in this spot, we've just got some white potatoes out, and you know, we're gonna see what happens. From a size standpoint, of course, it's not near as big as our garden at our house, but we're hoping to get a harvest because there is a lot of food in here. It may not look like it, but there is a lot of food. And again, it's not how much you're growing, it's that you're growing, at least for us. And you see Jennifer there. Go ahead, hon. She's using a little auger that we bought last year, and I think it was like 18 bucks, maybe 20 bucks. And what it does, it saves you from having to dig by hand, so to speak. Let me come over here and just look at this hole. And you can see the hole there. Perfect round. No hand digging involved. And people look at that and say, well, that's kind of lazy. Well, when you dig in this many holes, we're all for lessening work when we can. And again, time is of the essence. We can't get time back. So we're trying to make up for the time. So I bought this little auger and it works pretty well so far. So let me know what you're growing. I know we got a bunch of watchers, YouTube people that watch that are growing a whole lot of stuff. And I know compared to some gardens, this is kind of puny, but we're proud of it. And we're doing what we can to grow a little food. And that's the whole point of getting this homestead. It's not just to have 30 acres, it's so that we can become more self-sufficient. So let me know in the comments what you're growing, and let me know if you have any tips on anything we may could do better. I certainly appreciate any comments and positive criticism. I'll take negative criticism, may not listen to it, but I'll take it. And I hope that you're growing something. Just grow something, even if you live in an apartment, even if you live in a small place. Even if you are doing late, you can grow something, folks. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If I can do anything for you, this is Brother Donnie and Jennifer Country Homestead Preacher. And remember, growing is about working hard, but more so, it's about harvesting the grace of the Lord Jesus Christ, because everything we can grow is because of his grace. Hope you enjoyed this video. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.